So, what I want to do with you today is this. I want you to strategize like a TV producer. And before you all run off to have a shower, and I can understand why, what we're quite good at is changing behaviour. Can you all hear me? I have a very gentle voice, which belies my heart of granite. So this is what I want to do. How to get everyone to do exactly what you would like them to do, but they've got to want to do it. For anyone who works in the legal department, I've put probably, so you can't sue me. I've got nothing. There's a lot of paperwork, can't be asked. Now, most people today have started by talking about someone they find very inspiring, and I'm no different. Oh, what, you want to hear about me? Okay. So I started life as a journalist. Not a good one. Does anyone here know who Laura Ashley is? Yeah, she made soft furnishings, curtains, cushions, pillows. Princess Diana in that very famous picture where she has the baby on her hip, that's a Laura Ashley dress. So I had to write her obituary my first day working as a journalist. What would you have as your headline? I wrote, "It's curtains for Laura," which I thought was quite funny, but apparently obituary is not supposed to be funny. But I did then go on to make TV shows, and I wasn't bad at that, and I have won comedy awards. My friends would question that severely. I was also a stylist, which is hard to believe when you see my jumpsuit, which 1970s called me earlier, asked if they could have it back. Has anyone heard of Absolutely Fabulous? Yeah, that was based on my agent. So I left school, I was a journalist for 8 minutes, and then my life was like absolutely fabulous. Travelled the world first class, went to parties. Naomi Campbell did her first ever job with me. It was very, very glamorous. Then moved into telly. And since then, I've made shows that you know and generally hate. So I started on This Morning. Anyone watch This Morning? With Richard and Judy back in the day. For anyone who doesn't know Richard and Judy, slightly more royal than Charles and Camilla, genuinely. The Big Breakfast. Yeah, so I used to produce Zig and Zag, you know the two puppets? I know, I'm funny. Genuinely. And then we come to a dark patch. Noel's House Party. Moving quickly on. Light Lunch, Late Lunch, Ready Steady Cook, The X Factor. Any Aussies here? Oh, nice. Did Farmer Wants a Wife, which is the show that does what it says on the tin, farmers looking for wives. God, do they shag quickly. My theory, they're farmers. They're around animals breeding, so it's very much in the forefront of their minds. The Celebrity Apprentice, with a guy called Mark Boris, but we also had Uncle Donald, as I like to call him, on the show. Very tall, small hands, unless you're watching. Or AI is tracking me, in which case you're a genius, and I think you're marvellous. Trying to think of the other ones. Oh, and I've made shows about practically everything, and I have worked with everyone from King Charles to Donald Trump to Beyonce to Snoop Dogg to Usher to Troye Sivan to pretty much everyone. And now, this is my job. I know. It's like the best job in the world. I love it so much more than telly, although I did love telly. Now, I help companies be more interesting, engage customers, and change behaviour. So what I want to do with you today are my 10 commandments. They're named after me, because I think we have established I love me. Cool. Number 1, think like a hidden camera producer. So I did the gotchas on Noel's House Party, and for anyone young, Noel's House Party used to be on the television. For anyone young, television's thing you used to have in the corner, you just watch it as a family. And the gotchas were hidden camera, so we would prank celebrities. They were always set up by friends or family or agents, so everyone was really on board. Now, why is hidden camera difficult to do? Because I can't brief them. Does anyone here remember a guy called Mike Reed? He was on EastEnders, and he's an actor and a comedian. And we did a gotcha on him, and his agent said, he is really, really professional. Is that good or bad for me? It's awful, isn't it? He's going to turn up, he's going to be professional. So I was at the BBC at the time. We were doing a fake ad with him at 9 o'clock. But you see, I have to make sure I can influence his behaviour so that he turns up in a really bad mood. Think about how you influence your client's behaviour so they turn up in a really good mood. The exact opposite of what I would do. So he's turning up at 9 o'clock. What time do I start producing Mike Reed? 6 a.m. So the car's coming for him at 8. I send an actor in a car. So press the doorbell, don't text him, because I want everyone in the house to wake up. Keep your finger on it, because it's nothing as annoying as that you wake up to that sound. And then you're going to say this, Mike, mate, can I use your bathroom? Look, I went out last night, I had a curry with my mates, and I was showing off a bit. I tell you what, not good. Mike Reed's like, you kidding me? Get lost. 7 o'clock, what am I going to do? Mark, I'm desperate, mate. Let me in. 8 o'clock, the car's supposed to arrive. So what do? Don't send it. 8:45 it arrives. He's obviously furious by now. And the driver says to him, mate, if you'd let me in at 6, I wouldn't be late, would I? Don't blame me. We're supposed to drop him at gate A at the BBC. Where do we drop him? Z. He's got to walk all the way through the BBC to get to us. Researcher goes up to him and says, would you like tea or coffee? He says tea. What do we give him? Exactly. I have influenced his behaviour, so he is doing exactly what I would like him to do when he walks in to record this fake ad. If Mother Teresa had come in and given him a foot rub, he would have punched her by then. He was fuming. How do you influence the behaviour of the people that matter to you? How do you think about it? When you're going off to a meeting, what do you do beforehand? Because the meeting doesn't start when the meeting starts. The meeting starts way ahead of that. Think of the 10 steps before. There's no point in Mike Reed turning up in a good mood. That is death for me. Which leads me nicely onto my second commandment. Hope is not a strategy. I work with a lot of companies for whom hope is a strategy. I got to go, so how are you going to make this happen? I go, what do you mean? I go, well, how are you going to make it happen? And they go, like, we can't, can we? I go, of course you can. You can make anything happen if you want, if you're smart enough. I have no skills except thinking. I'll think harder than you. I'll beat you at it. Got nothing else. But I will think harder. Think harder than everyone else in the room. You only need to think 1% harder. Not a great deal. Just a teensy weensy. So I want to tell you a story that illustrates how hope is not a strategy. And it's the story of one of my ex-boyfriends, Abraham Lincoln. What an attractive woman. Abraham Lincoln was looking out the window at his stable hands trying to get a calf into a barn, and the calf didn't want to go in. And they get more stable hands, and they're pushing and pushing and pushing, which I find is what most businesses do. They keep pushing. And his maid came in. She's from Ireland. My family are from Ireland, so I'm allowed to do a bad Irish accent. She went, I'd get the calf into the barn. And he went, love, no, not happening. I said, no, I will. And she went down, and she did something a bit smarter. She thought, what does the calf want? I want the calf to go into the barn. Hope's not a strategy. Calf wants mum. Bit nervous going in, it's dark. I'll put the light on. I will take action to make the calf do what I would like the calf to do. Wants mummy. She sticks her little fingers in. Oh, it tastes like mummy. Oh, look, I think that's mummy in there. I'll go in. Anyone here have a dog? Dogs are great producers. Have you ever been in the park at midnight in the pouring rain thinking, how did I get here? It's because your dog wanted you to. Anyone have children? So sorry. Kids are great producers. Your kid doesn't go, bitch, biscuit. Maybe your kid does, and that would be the kid I would like. The child I left on the side of a hill to die. Not really. But kids are great producers. Your kid will be, mummy, mummy, I love you, I love you. I tidied my room, can I have a biscuit? And you go, whatever you want. You want a gun? Yeah, sure. Kids are brilliant. How do you make people do what you want them to do? If you go down and you're pushing the calf, no, that's hope. If you're smart and you look at your client and you think, what do I want that red hot calf to do? You're probably going to win. In every meeting, every pitch, everything you do, think this. Who is my calf? What do I want them to do? And plan it. Hope is not a strategy. So you've got 10 seconds, and then Steve is going to press a buzzer. He also has a bow and arrow. If you don't stop talking after 10 seconds, he's going to take you down. So this is your brief. You've got £2, you've got 10 minutes. How do you stop master criminals from doing crimes? You've got 10 seconds. Turn to the person next to you. Discuss it. £2, 10 minutes. How do you change their behaviour? Talk! What you got? So my friend's a cop. I do quite a lot of work with cops. Bizarrely, we like each other because people lie to us for a living. And we're quite good at tells and getting people to do what we like them to do. This is what he did. He sent all the crims, the big crims in his area, birthday cards and Christmas cards that said this. Just want you to send birthday wishes, lots of love, your way. You are always in my thoughts. He couldn't convict them because he didn't have any evidence, but he could change their behaviour. £2, 10 minutes. How are you thinking about changing the behaviour of the people that matter to you? In every meeting, do you put 5 minutes aside at the end to think, how do we change their behaviour? Because I do. When I used to make TV shows, all I thought about. How many people, I did Big Brother as well, 5 series, the very controversial ones. Oops. And I once broke Twitter, X, deliberately, because I wanted them to sponsor an event, but they didn't want to. So I changed their behaviour, and they did, because I broke it. And then they came back to me, they went, you know you broke it last night. I went, yeah, I know. Yeah, that was my plan. Told you I would. Did. So they're going to do it, aren't they? Interesting. Do you put time aside in every meeting to think, how do I change behaviour? Hope is not a strategy. What do you want your calf to do? Number 3, it is not my job to be interested in you. It's your job to be interesting. When I used to make TV shows, people would come and pitch me. I was probably pitched about 10,000 times. People would come in and they would bore me into trying to give them a commission. And I used to think this. If you're this dull in the pitch and you want 20 million from me, how dull are you going to be when I give you the money? Has anyone ever been bored into changing their behaviour? I mean, I have, obviously. I just go to sleep. Got no attention span at all. No. And yet, people just don't really think about interesting. When you're going to your next meeting, having your next meeting, doing the next pitch, think, how do I make this more interesting for those people? Nobody's behaviour ever changed through boredom. It is your job to be interesting. If you're interesting, you have my attention. If you're boring, you don't. How many times you've been at a conference, you go up to someone, you say, what do you do? They say something dull, and you do what I do. You go, I'm just going to go and get a coffee. I will be right back. And you go to Venezuela. We do, don't we? It's true. Number 4, how well do you know your audience? In TV, I sweated the audience. So if I said to you, give me some words, it's Sunday, it's winter, there's a lovely old roasty lunch on, give me some words. We'll start with moist, my favourite. What else? Warm, comforting, family, yeah? Unless you're a chicken, in which case, it's a horror movie. Is that Uncle Alan? Yeah, we never liked him. How well do you know your audience? Do you sweat about them? Do you think about what's important to them? How you can change their behaviour? So I did the Celebrity Apprentice in Australia. Uncle Donald came over. If you're watching, you're great. Tall, tiny hands. And the celebrities were getting on really, really well. Is that good for me or bad for me? it's not good, is it? Because when we go into the boardroom, they're all going to go, oh, do you know, everyone worked as a team, it was marvellous. I go, right, okay, so there's 10 million people switching off. And the guy who was the host, a guy called Mark Boris, who I always describe as the Trump of Australia, and he keeps texting me and going, stop doing it. It's the Trump of Australia. He said to me, just before we were about to start filming, they're getting on too well, aren't they? And I said, I think they are. We need to change that. And the floor manager said, you've got 1 minute. How do I change the behaviour in 1 minute? What would you do? Turn to the person next to you. You've got 5 seconds. What would you do? Because I had to think that quickly. What are you going to do? Steve, I love you. So when I did the Celebrity Apprentice, I would say to all the celebrities, we will play with you a little bit, you're right with that. So it's always, you know, everyone's always on board. So I had about 10 seconds, and I thought, I've got to get them to remember they're in a competition. So I said to the photographer, can you come over and stand in front of us? And I said, look, the Sydney Morning Herald want to do a shot. Like, I know normally we do it in alphabetical order, but today I want to do something slightly different for no other reason than, you know, just to shake things up a bit. Could you put yourselves in order of fame? How quickly do you think their behaviour changed? And they talked about it for the next 2 weeks. Polly, you know when you stood here? Yeah, people know me as Polly. They don't. Well, you know I come from music royalty. Let me tell you. Put aside in every meeting time to think, how do we change their behaviour? What are their problems? What are their sweet spots? What are their weak spots? That's a weak spot. Famous people, what are they known for? Being famous. Clues in the title. Number 5, make some noise. When you make noise, people pay attention to you. You can't change anyone's behaviour unless you have their attention. So when I used to make Big Brother, people would say, I hate that show. Other people would say, I love that show. Now that's good for me, because what I don't want is ambivalence. If you love me, that's great, because I really like being liked. It's like a really nice thing. If you hate me, I'm okay with that. What I don't want is you to go, vanilla. Although Dan was saying earlier he had an incredible vanilla in Italy. He went, actually, I had a really good vanilla once. But no one really gets excited about vanilla. Don't be vanilla. Think about how you can make some noise. I want to show you a video of a guy called Shed Simove. If you don't follow him, he's a genius. I love him. He was one of my producers on The Big Breakfast. Very big thinker. Has anyone ever heard the term drink responsibly? He created a beer called Responsibly. He did a cheese grater that he sold in America. What was the tagline? Make America Great Again. Thank you. Watch this. Have a think about how you create noise and how you get attention. Because you can't change behaviour unless people are paying attention to you.
I just haven't met you yet.
If you're looking for Mr. Right, there is a new dating website you should try, but there's a catch.
It's called Shinder,
Yes.
kind of like Tinder, right? And there's only one guy involved, the creator of Shinder, Shed Simove. He's joining us now live this morning. Okay, we got to talk about this. How did you come up with this concept that only you are available for dating?
Well, Layla, if you want to be a big fish, perhaps sometimes you have to create your own pond. And now I'm the only man available to date on Shinder, so in effect, I'm number 1 in a field of 1. And that sort of works, doesn't it?
Now, I love this idea, and I'm mad at you because I wasn't quick enough to think of it myself. Now, you also wrote a book called What Every Man Thinks About Apart from Sex. It's a bestseller, but there's something unique about this book. Can you tell us about that?
Correct, Oliver. So this came about because I wanted a bestseller, and I'm sure you know that to be denoted as a bestseller, you have to sell 10,000 books. And I wrote 2 books, and they got great reviews on Amazon, but didn't sell 10,000 sales. And in one of my careers, I'd make novelty gifts, and they were selling incredibly well, 1.5 million around the world. So I decided to combine the 2, and I produced a book called What Every Man Thinks About Apart from Sex. and it's got 200 blank pages inside. And the most amazing thing is it's been translated into different languages. So look at this. This is the Croatian version, and so it's what every man thinks about apart from sex. It's totally blank. I'm a 9 times worldwide bestseller now, and it's taken me by surprise.
How do you create noise around you? That book would cost $8, £4 to print. That's nothing. How are you creating noise around you? How are you changing behaviour? Number 6, we share for 2 reasons. 1, I'm going to help you. Here you are, I'm sending you something because it's going to help you. 2, I want to share something that's going to make me look good. One's nice, one's less nice. They're the 2 reasons we share. People post all the time. They go, I don't understand why no one reshared it or, reposted it. I go, I'll help you here. It was dull. Who's going to share that? I'm going to share something that's dull, because what I want is a smaller network that's not engaged. Said nobody ever. If you want me to share, you've got to make me want to. I want to show you an ad that was made about 400 years ago, and I'm sharing it with you. It's so smart. When you know what the product is, shout out. It's very clever. It's the sound at the end, isn't it? Who'd share that? Yeah, you're going to look good, aren't you? People are going to go, that was good. That was interesting. It's not my job to be interested in you. It's your job to be interesting. It's your job to share stuff that's interesting. Otherwise, who's sharing it? Got some dull stuff for you. Said nobody ever. Number 7, cake can help you go viral. So what I want to happen in the old days when I was a TV producer, if I went into ITV or Channel 4, I wanted everyone in the building to be talking about me and my idea. But I couldn't send an email around saying, could you please all talk about me and my idea, because it doesn't work. So I'd buy loads of cake for the meeting. Who hates people bringing cake to a meeting? Rory, you do not, you're lying. Everyone loves cake. So I would always bring too much cake. Why? What happens to that cake at the end of the meeting? It goes in the kitchen. In the old days, we used to go to the office. Young people, an office is a place where people would go to work. Goes into the kitchen. Someone walks into the kitchen. Oh, it's cake. Someone's birthday. And they go, no, Maz was here. They go, we like Maz. She brings cake. It's good, isn't it? Why was she here? Suddenly they're telling my idea. Then they go back to their desk. Oh, someone's birthday. No. Maz was here. She brought cake. Oh, why was she here? And suddenly, I'm not in the room, but people are talking about my idea. Why? Because I want them to. What's your strategy for getting people to talk about you when you're not in the room? Making noise, sharing your ideas. Racing ahead to number 8. I find most companies that I work with don't know what they're selling. They think they're selling things, but smart companies are selling emotions. I'm an entertainment producer. I understand this. If I'm not entertaining in my shows, you're not engaged. If you're not engaged, you won't take the action I want you to take, which might be vote, watch tomorrow night, talk about my show. Favourite fact, more young people voted for the winner of Britain's Got Talent than in the general election. It was a very good dancing dog. However, so in Australia, there is a day that I find very problematic. This is the reason why. We send school children into train stations. We get them to sell badges. What could go wrong? So I was walking through the station, and this kid said, do you want to buy a badge? They would look at me, what do you think? I said, well, you're not selling badges, are you? This kid's like, yeah, I'm selling badges. I went, no, you're not. A little bit wee came out of the kid, not me. Scared, but character building. They said, you're not selling badges. And the whole point of Legacy Day is it is a day where you give money to charities that support return service people. It's a very important day. It's a mark of respect for them. So I said, what you're selling is thank yous to people who've been to war, for people like me who are lazy, can't be asked. Next person that goes past, don't say, do you want to buy a badge? Say, do you want to say thank you to someone who's been to war to keep this country safe and free? I'm going to get coffee, going to come back, I want to see all the badges gone. I did, I came back, all the badges were gone. Potentially into the bin, I take that on board. Because that kid was terrified. What are you selling? If you're selling badges, you're not selling. If you're selling emotions, I don't care if you love Big Brother or hate it. I don't want you to feel vanilla about it. That's when I'm in trouble. Sell emotions. We're really good at it in telly. Number 9, de-dull your data. When people start to talk to me about data, I just can't hear them. I start to think, why do men have nipples? Why do you never see baby pigeons? I'm just gone. Anyone else? So I did some work. I work around the world, and this was, I think, in Australia, with a medical marijuana company. And they wanted to get some money, and they were pitching. And I was saying to them, what's the difference between medical marijuana and regular medicine? Regular medicine, 3% chance it'll kill you. Anyone here taking regular medicine? Yeah, we all do, don't we? Anyone giving it to your kids? You don't like them? Not really. But we do, it's a chance we take. 3% is not a big number, is it? So I said, we have a problem with that. We're going to have to make it look big. Need to change the behaviour. I need them to think differently. Hope's not a strategy. I can't say, what I really want you to do at this point is think 3% is a really big number, because they'll be like, what? So I said, this is what I'm going to do. You're going to get them to come to us. We're going to put 100 guns on the table. And when it gets to the bit about 3%, you go, 3% is low, isn't it? It's small. Now, on this table are 100 guns. 3 are loaded. I want you to pick one up, point it at your colleague, pull the trigger. Does 3% now feel big? Shit, yeah. How do you change behaviour to get people to do what you want them to do? Hope is not a strategy. You've got to make them want to do it. I don't want to pick that gun up. Actually, back when I made telly, I would have liked all the guns to be loaded. Finally, number 10. Would anyone here like to be a tiny bit more confident? We all would, wouldn't we? So I stole this from Tim Ferriss. I use it a lot. Next time you buy coffee, ask for 10% off, because it's embarrassing. And your embarrassment muscle is the only one that weakens with use. All the others get strong. The more you embarrass yourself, the less embarrassed you feel. Ask for 10% off. And then give them a really good reason. My 2 favourites are, I'm saving up for a child. I'm not, I'd give it back. I'd keep the receipt. Or I'm saving up for a really messy divorce, he's got no idea. But he will have tomorrow if I get that 10%. Do it. Do it every day. Do something that challenges you every day. So my name is Maz. I say to people, follow your dreams, but follow me first.